managing money is an art as well as a science. But the sad thing is that there isn't anyone really teaching us and our community about this very important aspect of life. So what tends to happen is that as we get older, we learn about money through making mistakes. So what I'd love to do in this video is to share with you the top 5 mistakes that we as Muslim professionals tend to make with money. Welcome to Golden Touch Academy, helping you achieve time and financial freedom so then you can focus on the more important things in life. If you're enjoying the content, inshallah, do consider subscribing. And if you want to help us in this mission of educating our community about the halal ways of managing money, investing and entrepreneurship and business, then definitely like and comment so we get more exposure, inshallah. There are many mistakes that people make, are still making, and will continue to make when it comes to money. And I, in this video, have picked 5 of the top ones that I would like all of us to be aware of, inshallah. So the first mistake that Muslim professionals make is not having an emergency fund, not having a sum of money that can be their saving grace, that can be their safety net should something happen, God forbid. I mean, in the pandemic, we've all experienced how volatile and how unpredictable life can be. So this is a stark reminder of the importance of having some safety nets financially, inshallah. And not doing so can lead to a lot of stress, anxiety, maybe getting into debt when something unexpected happens. If maybe, God forbid, you lose your income, you lose your job. If there's no income and if there's no savings or a safety net, then it's a little bit of trouble there. So we want to prevent all of those things from happening, and we should intend to make this our first financial goal, which is to have a healthy safety net, a healthy emergency fund. And typically this should be 3 to 6 months worth of expenses, meaning that if you were to lose your job or lose your income overnight, you have enough money sitting there to keep you going for at least 3 to 6 months until you figure something else out, inshallah. The second mistake is quite simple and unfortunately very, very common, which is not living below your means. And this involves essentially spending everything that you earn, which means that at the end of the month, you don't have anything left over for a rainy day, for emergencies, or for, most importantly, investing in your future. So we should try to be in the habit as soon as possible to spend not as little as possible, but have that gap between your income and your expenses to be as big as possible. Why? Because that difference, we call it your financial freedom gap. That difference is what you should be investing for your future. That's what will, inshallah, over time build your wealth, give you the ability to purchase assets, to invest in ventures. Without that extra amount of funds every month, you're essentially depriving yourself from opportunities to build wealth. Mistake number 3 is a similar point, but very, very profound. And it's not saving aggressively to become investors. And this point is all about the realization that we want to stop working for money. We want to break that relationship between time and money. And the only way to do that is by getting your money to work for you, i.e., investing the money, whether in investments, assets, or businesses. The idea here is that we should have it ingrained in our minds that I want to be able to break this relationship as soon as possible. And to be able to do that, of course, you need to have money in the first place to be able to invest. So we should try to have an aggressive mindset when it comes to investing. We want to make that a priority. A very famous, wealthy uncle in Birmingham said to me, his interview is one of the most popular videos on our channel, the millionaire Sufi, Haji Uncle Ramzan. He said to me that the difference between wealthy people and poor people is simple. Wealthy people will spend what's left over after they've invested, whereas poor people will invest whatever is left over after spending. And this is the mindset that we need to have. And not doing this, I believe, is a big money mistake. Mistake number 4 is not investing in yourself, meaning that we are neglecting the most important asset, the most significant asset in our lives, which is ourselves. And what I mean by investing in yourself, that could mean perhaps getting more knowledge in your field of work, so then you become more valuable and can move up the ranks. That could mean learning how to be more productive, so you can maximize the time that you have. That could mean learning a new skill that can help you in a particular area of life. That could mean learning more about increasing your own knowledge, be it Islamic knowledge, be it secular knowledge. That could mean learning how to be better with money, learning how to start a business, learning how to improve your leadership skills, learning there's no limit to all the many things we can learn to develop ourselves. And the reason why this is a mistake is because a lot of people, once they have a little bit of money to invest, they think of opportunities. How can I get a good halal return, 5% a year, 7% a year? But the truth is, if they invested that money in themselves, the return could potentially be much, much bigger, much bigger. So don't make this mistake of not investing in yourself and neglecting the most important asset in your life. The 5th and final mistake that many Muslim professionals typically do is buying luxuries instead of building assets. Very, very important. And for many of us who perhaps come from working class backgrounds, finally have managed to do well educationally, got a good job, earning a good income, it's very tempting to enjoy the finer things in life. But that's a massive mistake, because again, if we are not building assets and not acquiring assets, we will be forever working for the money. We will be forever trapped. And that is a infamous trap of the middle class. So it's kind of linked to some of the other ones mentioned. But here, essentially, I want to encourage you to always look at the contrast of, should I get this luxury? And luxury is basically anything that's not a necessity. It could be a new blazer, a new pair of shoes, or a nice holiday, or all those things that are not essential to your day-to-day. Should you do that, or should you invest instead and seek to acquire assets? And when I mean assets, that could be property, that could be maybe equity in a business, that could be investments in the stock market, that could be gold. There's no shortage of halal opportunities out there in assets. Inshallah, keep an eye out for, I'm going to do a video series on halal assets for us to consider, inshallah. So that rounds up the 5 main mistakes I think Muslim professionals are making. And these mistakes, what is the cost of making these mistakes? Is essentially being trapped for a very, very, very long time, not being able to have this thing called freedom or financial independence, or this thing that people refer to as early retirement, for example. So I really hope you've taken benefit from this video, and if you have, then I invite you to join us on our flagship money program, Money Mastery for Purpose. This is a program designed to deliver a complete mindset shift and a comprehensive money education specifically designed and catered for Muslim professionals. Inshallah, there'll be more information about this program. Alhamdulillah, the testimonials and feedback has been phenomenal since we've started delivering this program 2 years ago. And I really look forward to seeing you there. More information in the link below. Until the next video, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.